Hello friends, Marcy here. I know it's been more than a minute since I've made a video of things to share with you. Fabulous things. I have plenty of content and supplies to share. I've just not had as much time lately. But this evening, I do have some more time. It's sun's going down and I get some good light, natural light through my window. But and also I received a package. So here we go. What better reason to share than to share something new? I must say I'm totally impressed with Endless Pens. I ordered from them on Sunday due to an email response, something they sent me about some items that were on special, and they're in Florida. And yet it's Thursday and I received my package, so I'm totally impressed that they were able to do this. I was expecting a huge delay. So kudos to Endless Pens for that. And I have this little box here is something else that came in today. I'll share with you in a bit, but I want to get what's inside here. So let's do it. Okay, we cut through the tape. It wasn't red tape either. It was clear tape. Quite nice. Anyway, sorry for that lame joke. Remove the invoice, and I opened the box to see this, and I was just like, oh, my little student. If you don't know, I'm a special ed teacher, and I have a little guy that enjoys using the brown paper towels, and he will rip them up by hand into skinny shreds like this, and somehow he manipulates them into piles that reminds me of these little packaging worms. And like when I saw this, it's like, I'm saving that. I'm gonna take it to school and share with my little friend. So precious, precious, precious. So many things keep me thinking of my little guys throughout the day. And oh goodness, they're sticking to me. So, all right, if you can't tell already, we have an Opus 88, my very first Opus. And we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. All the goodies. Oh, and this. See, I'm already forgetting what all the goodies are. I do remember that in the email from Endless Pens, one of the specials for ordering on that day was to receive this free ink. Okay, there we go. Cut through there. Robert Oster coffee date, and this was free bottle of ink with the purchase, so very much appreciated. And of course I had to pick up an extra Pilot Con 40 because you just always need an extra. And what do we have here? Oh, fountain pen nib. All right, when I ordered this pen, I was undecided on which nib selection I would choose. So I selected a nib size, and then I added an extra nib size in case I ever wanted to switch it out. So there we go. And the second nib size I selected was a fine. So I have a fine nib as a backup on my Opus. And what have we here? Cute little box for sure. Oh, it's my Lamy nib. All right, I also added a Lamy, and this is a stub 1.1 nib. Because when I first started ordering fountain pens, Lamys were my starter pens. And I moved up all the way up to TWSBI. And then we won't talk about the other pens just yet because you've seen them. Anyway, I don't have a Lamy stub nib, and I wanted one. So I could be switching out a Lamy nib for a stub, since that's like a newfound fun hobby and enjoying my beautiful inks. Anyway, into the Opus 88. I probably should have started here. I'm sorry. I just went for the small stuff. Oh, so we have a sleeve. This, as I said, is my first Opus pen. I've never had one before. I'm intrigued, and if you're willing to hang out with me, you'll watch me learn how to use this mechanism, because I've never used since 1977, and I believe these are made in Taiwan. I will have to double check that. But this is an eyedropper system. Now I do have an eyedropper pen. It's Noodlers. It came with a large bottle of Noodlers ink and an eyedropper on the bottle cap, but I've never filled it. It's still in the package. And this is a mini pen. So, and it's coffee. If you know me, I'm all about the coffee. And the name of this pen is called Coffeeholic. So I thought, well, that's appropriate. And it's not purple as the most recent pens that I've been ordering to go for my school colors. But anyway, let me move the box out of the way and we'll get to this. This came with an eyedropper fill. You could also use a syringe, which I think I'll do today. But you just squeeze the bulb, insert it into the bottle with drop the ink, and then squeeze it out. And it's glass. So I'm going to place it here, get to the pen sharing. Let's see if there's any, wait. Do I need anything in the bottom of this? I'm not sure. I guess if I can't get to it, it doesn't matter. Just more foam. Okay. We'll check again later. Oh, and if you didn't notice that, that's a magnet closure here on the front of the box. So it's a nice little secure box if you need to transport anything. Okay, I may need this because, like I said, I've never used a eyedropper pen before. Eyedropper fill. I love the TWSBIs and the capacity that those pens have. This has a large capacity, and I can't tell you right now what it is, but I can look it up and put it on the screen for you. Let me get a little closer, or a lot closer, so you can see that. All right, this is a mini or a pocket pen. And real quick, before I dive in, I will show you a comparison to the TWSBI Diamond Mini in size. And you can even see the ink capacity. Here, this pen looks a little wider in diameter, so it would have a larger ink capacity, which I don't know. We'll check it out. And while we're here, let's just throw in a couple other pockets. How about a TWSBI? That's the AL Sport. A little shorter. We can do a capped comparison now and an uncapped comparison later. And then the tiniest pen that I own is the Lilliput. It's so adorable, and it fits perfectly in this tiny little zipper pen pouch from Galen Leather. I love it. All right, other pockets moving aside, let's get to the goodies. We'll start by removing the cap. It's a pretty tight clip. It's domed with no decoration on the top of the finial, and I'm totally out of focus here. All right, so I'm so ashamed of my hands. As I mentioned before, I'm a special ed teacher, and I sanitize a lot throughout the day, and that stuff just really wreaks havoc on my skin. Lotion on, lotion off. So okay, we have, I know this is a Yowo nib. I'm trying to see if I can focus in. It does say Opus 88 in the lettering here. I'm not going to try to focus too long. There we go. And the nib size that I ordered on the pen is broad, because I've been enjoying the broad and stub nibs lately. And then I have, if I change my mind later or have another need, I have the fine to swap it out. And I believe the swapping is, actually, it will be very easy. Watch as I get into this. So I know to fill it. This is it. This is where we fill it from. We take off the body, the barrel, and there's no other compartment to open there. So we have the nib off, and I don't have my little rubber, so I don't want to twist that right now and damage my nib feed. But twisting the nib off and then twisting on the new one will be as simple as that. And I'll be sure to include you when I do that on the video. So I won't leave you out. All right. I'm going to use a syringe. And I'm going to go ahead and fill with the coffee date that it was the free ink with this purchase on the Coffeeholic. But I think later I'm going to put in one of my turquoise inks. Somehow I got, sorry, tape on my thumbnail. It's probably from opening the package. It's bugging me. All right, so this is not a shimmer ink, so there's no need to shake it. I'm just going to turn it a little bit to disperse it, which I'm sure it got a lot of disbursement in the shipment while it was traveling along from Florida to Texas. And that's not as full as a Noodler's. If you've ever opened a Noodler's bottle, oh my goodness. And I just received a new one of those yesterday too. I'll be sure to share with you. But you have to be careful opening those because they're full right to the brim. All right. I know I don't want a full fill on this pen, so I'm not really concerned. I do want enough to wet the nib though. Looks like we have, let me go ahead and put about 2 millimeters in the syringe. And I'm just gonna drop it or douse it right in along the side. Oh, that's just about full there. Okay, so oops, dribbles. I should have put the paper towel down before I started. I know better, but there we go, quick cleanup. All right, and I'm going to reattach the nib section here. And if y'all have an Opus and you're watching me do this and you're laughing, I'll figure it out. Like I said, this is my first, and I'm not sure if I had to pull back this. Should have read the directions, right? So this little turn knob opens a valve. And when the valve is open, it does allow the ink to travel down to the nib. And with the valve closed, it's supposed to close off the ink traveling to the nib so it would be safer for traveling. Anyway, I'm not sure how far to open the valve. And let's see if we can see any ink coming down yet. So it's not like the piston fill where if I was trying to wet my nib, I would close my piston down a little bit and it would force the ink down. But that's not the case here. So I'm going to get some paper ready. Oh, you know, while I'm waiting for that, I can show you how the pen posts or not. So post it on the back. It doesn't screw. That's one of the things that I considered when purchasing this, because with the valve open, it doesn't post tightly, but with the valve closed, let's try it. Okay, it's more secure. So with the valve closed, you can post your pen if needed. And let's look at some sizing in the hand. I may have to move my camera back a little bit before too close. Get some sizing in the hand, posted and not posted. And look at me just talking away, waving my hands with this ink bottle open. Oh my, waiting for disaster, mercy. All right, so we have the Rhodia tablet that I've been using for a lot of nib introductions, but it's really not my favorite fountain pen paper, I've noticed. I'll have to do a review and sharing on fountain pen papers that I enjoy. Holding the pen posted, it's actually larger than I expected. And it's quite hefty. I'll have to get the scale and measure that for you. Holding the pen unposted, it is a comfortable write for me. I'm holding on the grip section, and then we have it beyond the little curve of my hand here. So let's see if we have some ink flowing down yet. Okay, I placed the pen down in an empty jar to let the gravity pull down to the nib feed. And let's, okay, oh, you know what? That reminds me a lot of the Kiowa pecan, Noodler's Kiowa pecan that I just used yesterday, or received and swatched yesterday. So this is the Opus 88, and I do not have the other ink in a pen, but we'll do a quick comparison somehow. And this is the Coffeeholic. In Mini, and it is a broad nib. Sorry. This is the Noodler's Kiowa pecan, and now that I have them side by side, I can see this is more of a golden color, and this has red tints. So not sure how much of this shows up. It has a burnt orange. And yesterday was my first chromatography paper. I received those as well. And this is the first ink that I actually used. So I'm going to go back through my swatch book here and add the chromatography sheets for each ink. It's interesting. This is the Noodler's Kiowa pecan. It's kind of a burnt orange red, and then look at these colors that came through, starting with the pink. Amazing. So much fun as well. Anyway, I'm anxious to add this Robert Oster coffee date into my swatch book, and we'll do a chromatography on that one in another video. So I have my valve open this far. I'm gonna have to experiment with this pen, learn how to use it, where to keep the valve, but I do know that if you're traveling, you close it and it seals the end here from ink traveling to the nib, so you won't have any pressure burps. So, oh, I have a bubble. I don't know if that's common. Wow. Okay. All right, I'm going to recap, and later we'll do like a full review with some weight measurements, capped, uncapped, and all that fun stuff. I just wanted to open it and share the funness with you. So thank you for spending some of your precious moments with me today. You have a blessed day. Bye-bye.